Hi guys, so welcome back to our YouTube channel. In case you're new here, my name is Gladys.
Hesbon.
Yes, so yeah, please guys, we wanted to say thank you for your endless support. If you are new here, welcome aboard, and please like, share and comment, and please subscribe to our videos. We'll be uploading more videos. So today we wanted to talk about hosts. We know they're applying the green card. I think the next process is if you've won or not, and then there's a place you have to fill out like who's gonna host you. So today we are talking about the host ad.
That's where when you are going for the interview at the embassy, you need to provide a host address. This is a place where you're going to be able to start your life in the US.
Yeah.
And why are we bringing this topic up? You guys, we want to say this. I have never seen people who are very lucky, very lucky generation, that the people who are actually doing applications and winning them in this social media era.
Yeah.
The social media era whereby we've had Facebook going wild, we have TikTok going wild, WhatsApp there. Those are three mainstreams. Instagram is there too. And why are we highlighting this social media? This is where it gives you a chance, the best chance to find your own host.
Yeah.
You can pick your own host. And like maybe the time some of us came, or maybe those who came before us, they had, it's whereby either you have to know someone, like either your family knows someone somewhere, or there's a family friend somewhere. It was sometimes hard to even find that person, But these days, right now, we have the social media whereby people have connected with others all over the states. So you can make one or two friends here and there who you can trust, and they can host you if they're in a position to. I'm not saying that it's just easy, but it gives you a broad coverage of areas where you look at. And maybe you can even come, let's say Hesbon, I'm looking for a host, I haven't had any, are you able to help me? I can tell you this, maybe if I'm able to, I will tell you, maybe I'll take you in. If I'm not able to, I can tell you this, give me a chance, let me talk to a couple friends here and see, maybe we can figure out and see how we can help you. One thing is, I can guarantee you is, I can never see someone who has won their own, lottery green card, visa, they're ready to come, but they don't have a place to go.
Yeah.
And actually, another thing is this though, sometimes people might not know that, you necessarily don't have to go to that person that you put down as the host on your forms at the embassy. You don't have to. Personally, I did not go there.
You've not told that. You've never told me that.
Actually, my uncle was supposed to host me, but things changed otherwise. So you can have, let's say, my name as the host at the embassy and everything, but then when you're traveling, you're not, no one is really following you where you're going. You can say you're coming to Minnesota, but then in the process, whatever happens, you can end up in Texas, you can end up in North Carolina, you can end up in Florida or anything.
But you have to go to your original state, like the port of entry.
Yeah.
If it's Minnesota, just come to Minnesota. If things don't work out, then you can go to Texas.
The thing is, that address, the trick part is the address you provided is where your documents are going to send it to. Although actually when you're traveling, when you're in the plane, they do give you a form to fill in case your address changed. They do that. So you can, if I don't advise it, but I always say this, just keep your original address. You can change it when you get here. They do offer it in the airport.
But don't change it in the airport.
But it might complicate things.
Plane,
just let it be the way it is.
Original.
You can always change once you arrive. So without going any further, who is this host? And what part do they play in your settling here in the United States? Because that person who's going to receive you, trust me, has a very big role to play in your life here, especially your first year of United States life. It depends on what kind of person are they. Are they people who are willing to hold you, who took you as either family or a friend and wholeheartedly willing to help you, or were they looking at something else? Unfortunately, we have people who have taken people in not because they really wanted to help. Of course, helping is part of the whole situation, of course. That's why they accepted to host you and they've given you a place to come to. But how ready are they willing to give you their support to help you move to your next level, be able to start your own life here? Now that's where it gets tricky.
Yeah, they are bad experience, guys.
That's why it gets tricky.
Mine was much better.
We all have different experiences. We all have different stories. And there are those who might come here and say, oh, mine was just smooth. She was one of those.
Yeah.
Smooth ride. You come in, you get welcomed in, your things are processed as fast as possible. Before you know it, you have a job. Before you know it, you're out on your door. You start living your life. But there are some of us maybe who came. And please, for the records, I know people might say you shouldn't come out here and start talking bad about people who hosted you or anything. I am not bad-mouthing anyone here. We just want to make records straight. We just want to enlighten our people out there. We don't want people to go through experiences that maybe some of us went through. Not in a bad way, but it's good to know that when you're coming to somebody's house, what are you expecting? I know sometimes also some of us who get hosted in people's houses can be not so good people. So we're not just talking about bad hosts. We will also talk of bad people who are hosted in people's homes. You welcome to somebody's house, but you don't want to follow the rules. You don't want to act like you're a visitor there.
Yeah.
Okay? So without, going into much details, can we talk about the good hosts? She's going to give her account, give her example, then we'll go from there.
Yeah, my experience was good. I came to my uncle, a distant auntie, from my mom's side. Yeah, so when I got here, they processed my stuff. I got my green card, got my ID, and then I started taking classes online for my CNA classes, the home health aid job. Yeah, and then, I can't complain. They treated me well. So, yeah.
How fast did it get before you got your first job?
So when I came, there was like something going on, and it was actually until my first job was when you came to see me.
So September. So like you were here in February, so it took around 6 months.
Yeah, usually it doesn't take that long, but there was something going on during that time. It was in 2011. I think it was after inflation or something like, or recession. I don't know. Yeah, so there was something.
So what you're saying, it's a situation whereby you understood what was happening.
Yeah.
There wasn't anything anyone trying to delay you.
No, they did not delay me. No.
So that's just a few of the many good people out there who are there to help you, want to make sure that you're moving to the next level. They're communicating with you and all that. Now here comes to the people whereby you come to a family, and mostly family that has young kids. Let me say this is a big red flag. I'm sorry to say this. Unfortunately, okay, not all of them, don't get me wrong, but in most cases that we've seen red flags coming in. A big red flag when somebody has young kids.
Yeah.
I want to categorically say I came to my relatives or my cousins, and I'm very sure at some point they will get to see this video.
Then watch it.
I want to say this. You guys gave me a home. You gave me a life. I don't want to say anything bad about that, because you gave me something maybe somebody else did not give me at that time. You were there. You gave me what I needed to start my life here. You welcomed me in. Very nice welcome. I was made to feel at home from the first day I arrived here. But we cannot overlook the things that happened after. I appreciate all the support you gave me, from paying for my ticket with an agreement. Actually, I didn't even know anything about it, because that was through my dad. For me, I didn't even know that they had paid for my ticket until the last day when my dad is like, I was able to talk to my cousin. He's talked to his kids. They'll pay your ticket, but when you get there, once you have a job, you will be able to pay it back. So I knew I had something to do. When first I got my job, my first paycheck or second paycheck, I will work on paying that money back. So that was no question.
So how long did it take you to get your first job? What happened?
Once I arrived here, my stuff was processed very fast. Mm-hmm. That one it was quick. My green card came, my social security, and then I was given the driver's permit booklet, which I did, watched videos online and all that, and I tested out for my driver's permit, which I passed the written test, but unfortunately, actually, I never had a chance, not a single day of training to try to know how to drive. So I never, driving came way, way later, and never had a chance to go for driving test when I was there. But that's not an issue. The issue was now getting a job. After that, I was also given the booklet for nursing assistant, actually, the home health aide, which I did. We used to read. Actually, there was another guy that I used to live with there who was also hosted, who came a few months after me. So we were there. We could always take care of the home. I am not a picky person. You already know me. I know how to cook, clean, do all that. No doubt. Taking care of kids, top notch. I will not, say otherwise. I love kids, and I can never hold anything against any kids because I am a kids person. There were kids there. We used to take good care of them. We could go out to the park. We could do this, and the tricky part came after, we had been promised, make sure you read this book. Once you pass your CNA exam, there are a lot of jobs out here. Which was not a lie. Nursing is not a field whereby you will struggle getting a job.
Yeah.
So we were excited. I came here in September. So it's in the middle of the winter. We, hustling here. We made sure we passed our CNA test. We had our certificates, me and my friend.
Now getting the job was a problem.
Now it became apparent that the jobs were being promised, the excitement of getting into those crabs, be the first, also that first experience, it actually disappeared. I don't remember anyone saying, let's go get a job, working hard, because we are visitors here, because you as the host, you should be able to push me like, hey, this is what you need to do to get a job. This is where I need to take you to get a job. There's a place I went to and applied for some housekeeping, which never came. I don't know, because I didn't even have a phone actually at that time. So there's another cousin who actually had been trying to locate me. Unfortunately, they had not found me yet. So what happened is she sent an application to me, which I put in. I made sure I filled everything and I sent it out. I gave it to one of my cousins to, send it back to the job where I had applied it from. Next, what happened is I kept waiting, there was no response. What I did is I realized things are not moving. I have a certificate that I'm not using. I met a couple of friends actually. In the midst of that, I met a couple of friends.
Before that happened, I think something happened.
No. I know where you're going. Not those friends. I met other friends that actually told me that Masterson is hiring.
Yeah.
Why are you in the house when you can come here and work for Masterson? They pay you weekly as you wait maybe to get your CNA job. So I decided to take that job and see if I can, get something. But then it became apparent that getting a ride actually, I tried working there, but it was very far from where I used to live, and actually getting a ride was not something that was easy. It was a problem. Brother Mike, wherever you are, he's somebody who could literally leave his job to come drop me off work and leave his job, come pick me up sometimes. And I got to a point I felt like, no, I'm putting you at risk of losing your job that is making sure that you are, paying your bills versus something that is temporary. Mine is temporary, it can wait. I need to revise myself and see where to go next. Remember the application I told you about?
Yeah.
That application, actually it was never sent to the job where I had hoped it was going to be sent to. And that is where actually, that was the turning point of events. It's been many months later. And one day, it was in the afternoon, I was sent out to go get some water from the car. I got to the car, opened the trunk, grabbed the water, but something caught my attention. I looked in the car, I saw an envelope that looked similar. Envelopes, of course they can be the same, but something just told me, can you look in this envelope? I looked at that envelope, and to my disappointment or to my surprise, I got the shock of my life. That application has been sitting there in the trunk, has been there, I don't know why, but it never got to the hands where it was supposed to go. I felt the whole world had come down on me. I asked myself, what did I do wrong? I never wronged anyone. I was this humble guy who will, always say good things about my hosts. I will talk to my parents. I will even tell my mom, you don't have to worry about your last born. He is in the safest hands ever. I will not tell them of why is it taking me so long to get a job. So what I did, I decided to take that application in the house and put it on the table. I cried that day. I cried like I've never cried before. I remember calling my dad and I asked him to get a ticket for me to go back home because I don't see anything in this country that was going to make me move to my next level. The people I trusted so much, they had literally lost me in that very moment. That trust had gone out. I cried, I told my dad, I don't want to be here, I want to come home. Let me come back home and be that watchman that used to work in Nairobi because I will get my little income without any complaints. But my dad, calmed me down. He said, I understand your disappointments. I'm going to, let's calm down and talk maybe when your mind is settled. So then I called him later, we talked and he told me, I know challenges are there, please hang on for a little longer, things are going to work out. I called my uncle who lives here. I told him I needed to move and I needed a place, I just needed a place to move to. But I get it, it doesn't just happen overnight. You don't just decide to call somebody all of a sudden that you want to go because, he has a family too. He has to make some adjustments, which were a little challenge, and which I actually understood. But he told me he will, see what he can do if he will be able to come up with something. But thank God, in the midst of that, I had a friend, Seth. I had a friend, and I talked to him. I said, hey man, I really need your help. I need a place. Do you know anyone who can host me, even just for a little bit, while I try to, gather myself and get a job and see what I can do?
And so fast forward, you moved and, you got...
Actually, no, I want to talk about the moving part. That's why it gets interesting. Mm-hmm. After moving was not even a big deal. The moving part of me moving from that home was the worst thing that ever happened in my life. My cousins, you did me wrong. Let me say this. I am sorry to bring you out here on camera. I know you know yourselves. But that was the worst thing you can ever do to anyone. Guys, when I'm saying this, I'm saying it with a lot of heart. But I've healed, I've moved on. The reason why I want to talk about this part was when I wanted to move out, remember I have a ticket that I need to pay back. But I haven't had a job to be able to pay it. So out of respect of the family, out of the respect my parents had towards this family, I never wanted to run. Actually, I'd had some stories from the past, which, I don't want to comment on something that I didn't experience myself there, but now I'm talking about myself. the people, I mean, my cousins, I wanted to move out in a respectable way because they had given me a place, they had welcomed me in, so I never wanted to walk out because if I wanted to, I could have literally left without telling them. But I never wanted to do that. I didn't want to run like a thief. So out of respect, I decided to let them know that I have found a friend who's going to host me and I want to leave, but this is the plan. I want to go, work, get your money, pay you, and life goes on. One thing I had done, and I really appreciate that I was able to do that, is I think after looking at the situation, I knew something was not right. I knew it was not going to be probably easy to move out. So I kind of anticipated their actions ahead of time. What I did, I called Seth, you know yourself. I gave him my documents, all my certificates, my green card, my ID, everything. I told him. They didn't know this. So I planned it, but I never, my actual move out, I did not want to go unannounced. So yes, I did plan it ahead of time. I called my friend, he came, I gave him my certificates, he left. So when the day came, when my friends were coming to pick me up, I told my cousins, please, it's been a pleasure being here. You guys have done a marvelous job, but I feel like every day I spend here, I'm wasting my life off. I've been helping around where I can. I really want to go, get myself a job, be able to get money so that I can pay you. And the answer I received was, you're not going anywhere. How can you get out without paying my money back? And the question I asked back, I also said, how am I going to pay you when I don't have a job? You're not helping me get a job here. How am I going to be able to help you? So I need to get out of here, go out there, hustle myself out, get your money, pay you back. But in the process, I also remember saying this, out of anger. After all this time I have been here, after everything I have done, there's nothing I haven't been able to do in this house. I wash, clean, cook, do all that, and take care of the kids when you guys are out, out there working. What else? If I can say I have already paid my debt, but it's okay. I'm not gonna count you on that because I had a place to live that I wasn't paying bills. I had food to eat that I wasn't buying, but I just wanna go. They said no, it's not gonna happen. You're not leaving. When I realized things are getting bad, actually they even really saying very bad things to my friend Jake. They call him names. But thank God he did not care about that. Now the worst part came, like when I realized they're actually not letting it go, I said this. I can, I'm an adult, but at the same time, I can decide to involve the police. Whereby the police, I can accuse you of holding me against my will. Because that was exactly what was happening there. And we all know how the law works here. If I wanted to go, there was nothing to hold me back. There was no paperwork signed anywhere to say that unless I pay this money is when I'm going to leave this house. So, I had a case there, but of course I wasn't going to get there yet. I didn't want to get anyone in trouble. When they realized I was going that direction, they said, no, it has not come to that, blah, blah, blah. You can go if you want. But, guys, now listen to this part. You can go all you want, but you're not living with your bag. Remember this bag that I'm being told not to go with had all my clothes in there. And at that moment, I'd already made my mind. I'm not going to stay here because of the clothes. And I even remember saying, if you think these clothes are going to pay your money back, you can keep them. Guys, I left that place without any clothes except the clothes I had on. A blue shirt, a brown jacket, and a pair of jeans and shoes and socks and one boxer.
That was sad.
That's how I left. I did not have not even a t-shirt to go change. And it did not bother them. I left there hurt, disappointed, and I didn't even believe it was happening. But what I did is I said, you know what? Such is life. Challenges are there, but I'm glad I have left. At that moment, actually, I was even, like, I was so hurt that I was looking for a place, even if it's just a garage, to go put my head in. Because what I was looking at, I left my family back home. I knew the state I left my family back home. They're looking at their son who's in America. I want to be able to do something. I want to buy some sugar for my mom. I want to be able to buy a shoe for my dad. I want to do something for my family. That is the goal that, you know, when we come here, that's what we want to achieve, make your parents happy.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, that is what hurt me the most. I left that place. I went to my friend who had referred me to another friend. Whew, Jake, thank God for you, Seth, thank God for that. And now I want to thank Josiah and Peter. Those two gentlemen, they gave me a home. When I got there, instead of maybe telling me, you know, you need to go sleep in that corner or something, they gave me an option. It was a 4-bedroom actually. 3-bedroom upstairs, 1-bedroom downstairs. They gave me like, oh, there's a room upstairs, you can get there. I said, no. If there's a room downstairs, let me just go downstairs. Let this one upstairs here be for a guest. Because all I needed is this me who has got a place to live. I was there. It did not take me a month before I got my, you know, a job. Actually, it took like a week and a half. There was a temporary job we used to go with Seth, which after that, Eric, that's another person I want to thank. Eric referred me to Presbyterian Homes. I was able to get my first CNA job in an assisted living, Presbyterian Homes.
Yes.
And that, from there, I will tell you guys,
things moved fast.
Everything moved fast. My life changed until I'm here today.
Yeah. So what are we trying to say, guys, is that, you know, if you know that you're hosting someone, and if you know that you're gonna make their lives miserable, there's no need, you know. There's no need.
What I actually wonder, and I wish somebody can answer me that. I don't know. I feel like, you know, it's really even coming back like it was yesterday. What I wonder is, what did I do that prompted them to treat me the way they treated me, especially on my last day moving out? I don't want to talk much about, you know, whatever had happened before. Me moving out. Somebody's in America. Do you really think, okay, and the money actually I was being asked, it was $900 and something. Like, do you really think I was going to run away with your money? And even if that was the case, I tried to look at it this way. For somebody who had lived in my house for that long, if I was in their position, I'd been able to help with the kids here and there, and everything that we did. Actually, if you were to pay somebody to do that, it wasn't going to be $900.
Yeah.
It wasn't anything close to $900. But for the goodness of my heart, I was raised well with my family. I was given a good life in a way that, not good life in money-wise, but good life in a way that I grew up with a good heart. And I did not hate kids at all. These kids loved me. These boys loved me. Yeah. Even when I left, they cried.
So
but you guys...
The point we are trying to say here is, like, you know, for the people who are hosting people, and for you guys who are coming, who will be winning green cards soon, is that come with your phones. Don't leave your phones back home. Come with your phones. If anything goes wrong, you can call someone. You can be able to connect to somebody else, and you'll get all the help that you need.
Not just even phones. This social media, the way we said about social media, even if I've said I'm going to host you, it's so what we were saying is, when you come with your phone, use this social media in a way that even your husband is going to host you. It's good to know James, who also maybe lives in Minnesota. It's good to know Mary, who also maybe lives in Texas. That if you feel like things are not going well, you can always reconnect with somebody else.
Yeah.
Some of us maybe didn't have that opportunity, but it's good to always look back and say, I can be able to talk to somebody and they can help me. And for the hosts, if you are hosting someone and you feel like, okay, this is the thing. When you're hosting someone, there's one thing that we need to realize. Are you going to adjust your schedule so that you can be able to fit this person in your life? Because we understand hosting someone can be expensive, yes, because you gotta buy food, clothing, maybe, you're paying bills and all that. But that is not a good reason still to mistreat somebody. And if there's anything, to me, I look at this way: the sooner you help this person get on their feet, the sooner they are either off your chest. The sooner, maybe, if you have, let's say, if you have enough space in your place and this person feels like they're not ready to move, they can even tell you this: you've helped me out here, I can be able to pay even if it's an electric bill. But I always look at it this way: before even these people start paying bills, can you be able to be their stepping stone? Give them something to start with. Let them be able to work. If they can work, give them a reason why, give them a helping hand. They get a job. These people will appreciate you on their own. But I get it. Some people will say, oh, I went through a rough patch, so it's time for payback. One thing I'll guarantee you and I will promise you is this: using your own kids to terrorize somebody else, you're doing it indirectly. Having somebody stuck in your home because we understand daycare. Daycare is expensive. When I look at it now that I have my own kids, I see how much this, people are saving when you have somebody watching your kids. Somebody you've totally ignored the fact that this person is doing something good for you, instead of having a clean heart. And the reason actually why now I had the confidence to bring this story out is this: it's because of the history of people who have gone through that very house that we were in. I was not the only one victim, because if I was the only one, we can say maybe you were the bad person. No, there has been a trend of people who had come, and actually most of them never left in good faith. They ate a sneaked out and left without letting anyone know. I am not lying this, you know that, and I cannot come here to tarnish anybody's name. But what you did was wrong. I forgive you. I have moved on. I hope you will find peace. I hope you will sit down with yourself and always rethink your actions. We are one family. We will meet tomorrow. These people you are treating bad today are the same people who will come to your rescue tomorrow. Because right now, if I help somebody down the line, I don't expect them to do something bad for me. But you know very well that if you meet these people somewhere with a certain issue, they will be the people who will remember where they started from. Mm-hmm. Because you are the reason why they are here. You are the reason why they had something. You gave them something that they're going to hold on to. Don't be the reason why somebody goes out there and regrets everything. I never knew where my life was going. I gave my family now a stress. When I finally broke down in front, on the phone with my dad, that's when he realized that things were not that merry the way I used to say. So, guys, if you are a host, please, kindly, use that opportunity to bring blessings to your home. Use that opportunity to be a blessing to somebody else. Yeah. Sometimes God's blessings are way more than those that I can give you, more than the money that I can pay you. And yes, I did pay that money back, regardless. I did pay that. I did not mention that. I did pay that money back without any question. So we want to enlighten our people out there in a way that you need to act right. You need to treat people right. And if you've been hosted in somebody's home, actually, we did not address that. If you've been hosted in somebody's house, if they've had the liberty to host you, respect those people. Don't be that person who gets hosted in somebody and then you want to be a hardhead. You want things to act fast. Sometimes you can evaluate your situation and see where things are. Don't go there trying to make your own rules. You are a visitor, so you gotta sit back and, follow what that home looks like and how they behave. But then it doesn't mean that you be dumb. I think my kindness was taken for a weakness. You can always realize when things are just starting to get out of hand. And if that's the case, then you need to open your eyes. You need to think twice. You need to act different. Because if you are doing this and things are not happening, then maybe you need to change your tactics. And I asked myself, what could have happened if I never changed my ways? What could have happened if I never opened my eyes and say, I need to do this? How long was I going to last in this place before I got my, Immaculate, Ima Womeka. She's actually the first person who trained me how to drive. So up to this day, I still talk about her because she's been a part of my journey and the many others. So as we finish this video, you as a host, what are your intentions when you're hosting somebody in your home? You as the visitor, what are your intentions of coming to this home?
Yeah, there's those that you'll host and like women, they'll come and snatch your husband away. So
you have to be, so we have to look at that. We have to look at that side too.
It has happened, guys. You host someone, they snatch your husband away. You host somebody, they snatch your wife away.
They'll eat your husband for you, or they'll eat your wife for you. If you're that type, then you don't deserve anything good in this, because you cannot come to somebody's family and then you tear it down. And those are the people who've given you as purpose in life.
So yeah, that's it, guys.
We pray for you. We hope that you get to win it and also get a chance to come here and see how things are.
Yeah, so comment down below if you need anything from us, guys. We'll be happy to help you, and we'll see you on the next video.
Okay, guys.
Thank you. Bye. Adios.